If you live in Georgetown, today what we're going to do is we are going to go over the market report for February 2024. If this is your first time to the channel, I'd love it if you liked, subscribed, and shared the content if it's something that you resonate with. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to take you through all the types of housing in Georgetown, what moved, what didn't, what areas actually took part in the most amount of movement and transactions. And if that's something that interests you, don't forget to stay to the end of the video so you can get my personal opinion on where I think the market's going to be going over the next 30 to 60 days. If you'd like to book an appointment to talk about your transition in Georgetown, whether it's a buy or a sell, I've got you covered. Click the first link in the description down below and book an appointment with me so we can have that one-on-one consultation. Without further ado, we are going to pull up the map of Georgetown and show you really where we're focusing on. If you don't live in Georgetown and you're just interested in real estate information, we are in Halton Hills, which is comprised of Milton, Burlington, Oakville, Halton Hills, Glen Williams, Stewarton. It's broken down into several areas, but Georgetown is what we are going to cover today. Georgetown is just on the outskirts of Brampton and the outskirts of Milton. So as you can see here on the map, these are your Georgetown borders. The beauty about Georgetown is it gives you that small town feel. It lacks public transportation, which is actually a nice feature for a lot of people. It means that there's not going to be a lot of people moving to Georgetown who are relying on public transportation, at least for the time being. Maybe in the future, public transportation is a part of Georgetown or a bigger part of Georgetown, but currently that's one of the things that draws people to a place like Georgetown. So now that we've seen the map here, we are going to pull up the detached home movement in the last 30 days. So if you haven't been to the channel before, what I like to do is show you what you potentially could have got for the most affordable price in the area, as well as the most expensive price. Obviously, there's so many options in between, but we only have so much time, me and you here. So let's take a look at what you could have got for $710,000 in the detached variety in the month of February. So you could have got this beautiful raised bungalow here in Georgetown. Now, if you are from Georgetown, you understand there's a lot of semis, a lot of bungalows, a lot of older development. So let's take a peek at what you could have got for $710,000 here. My guess is you're gonna need a little bit of work inside. So the exterior, nice, all brick bungalow. I do love a bungalow myself here. But let's take a peek. Here we go. A lot of that wood, not something that people are super fond of nowadays. Old strip hardwood flooring. You've got a out of date, finish, but it doesn't look all that bad. It definitely seems like, at least so far, this is a livable situation for anybody who's looking to get into the market in Georgetown and maybe renovate things as they enjoy. Maybe start off with the bathroom here and give that a nice refresh before anything else. But it doesn't look all that bad. So for $710,000, you could have secured a detached in Georgetown last month. And if you had all the big bucks here for just under $2 million, you could have secured this 4-bedroom, 4-washroom house here, which, as you can see, is going to have a beautiful pool in the backyard. But for under 1.2, you can secure something like this. Hardwood flooring throughout, just that backyard is stunning, beautiful entrance. The pool obviously is going to be what is going to draw a lot of people. And in Georgetown, believe it or not, it is one of the most pool-filled areas that I have ever, been a part of showing clients. Every time I'm in Georgetown showing homes, there always tends to be a pool with the detached homes. I think it's because there's a lot of families, and families love a good swim in the hot summertime. So for a house like this, you're going to be able to, get in the market for under $2,000. You're not going to be buying this as your first home. This is a move up buy for sure. You have to have a home previously to this to move up to a beautiful home that's going to have 4-bed, 4-bath. Maybe you already had a detached, but a 3-bedroom detached. Still over $1 million, but now you can kind of upgrade yourself to the next stage. So the other thing I like to do here is pull up the statistics to see where we're at and what the numbers were actually looking like last month. So 36 detached sales, as you can see here. The average home was selling for 101% of asking. What does that mean? It means that every home on average was selling over the asking price. So it averaged 1.236 for a detached home, and it sold on average for 1.243. So just a tad over the asking was your average price. What does this mean for a buyer? It means that you need to understand you're likely going to be in competition, or you're going to have to pay more, even if it's just a little bit more than the asking price as we're moving throughout the next couple months here. I think it's going to get more and more busy in the real estate market as the weather starts to pick up, especially when you see these beautiful pools actually in the spring and summer. It's going to add that extra vibe for the buyer to want to swim in them before the end of the summer does hit. And as you're seeing on the right-hand side here, there is a good variety of different housing that is in Georgetown. So you're seeing raised bungalows, side splits, bungalows, back splits, and then your traditional two-story. There were 19 of those. That is the predominant, but there is a good split between the rest of the types of housing. Let's take a peek at what you're going to get in the semi-detached variety. So now that we're taking a peek here, semi-detached, there was not a lot of movement last month. We had 3 transactions. You're seeing here, I mean, I'll pull up the numbers, but the average home is going to be selling for probably $950 once you average these out here. You could have got a semi for as little as $850, and that would look something along the lines of this one right here. So, you know, needs a little bit of work on the inside, definitely livable, and it's just, you know, get into the market or upgrade from maybe a condo in another area to something in Georgetown where, you know, it's going to be more desirable for a lot of people to be in Georgetown. And if we were going to go to the most expensive semi, that would have been 1.15, and these are newer builds, tons of space. You're going to get north of 2,000 square feet. So you're going to get way more space in this than you would in some other detached homes. And just to show you how spacious it is, you have just a massive kitchen, huge eat-in area, and great finishes on something like this. Whether that's your taste or not is, you know, up to you, but you have a beautiful family room as well. Just something that's going to be more spacious and offer you a lot more. But price-wise, it's going to need a lot more from you. Now, I'll pull up the statistics just to show you your average home here was selling for 103% of asking. So your average was $933 and $964 was the average sale price. So just a little bit more than I had looked at there in my eyes. So 103% was the average. And obviously they're all just 2-story, semi-detached here. Georgetown being a smaller area, there's not a lot of movement, but this breakdown will give you a sense of how many things are actually moving. So what type of housing is the predominant mover in the month of February? Next up, we are going to take a peek here at just townhouses. Now, these are freehold townhouses, no fees associated with them. As you can see, there's only 5 transactions that happened last month, starting at $820, going up to $920. So for under $1 million, you can get a freehold townhouse. Some additional fees on the condo townhouses aren't going to be prevalent on these ones because they are considered a freehold townhouse. Depending on which one, sometimes there is a roadway fee, but these are considered a freehold townhouse. So for $820,000, you could have secured this nicely done townhouse in Georgetown here. And if you want to see what the top end is going to be for you, for that top end, you are going to be looking at about 1,500 square feet, 920,000 would have been that price point. A little bit newer from the outside exterior here. And just take a peek here what the finishes are like. So it's a little bit more open concept where you can actually see that flow through your living to your kitchen on the main floor. Me personally, I do prefer a 2-story condo opposed to a 3-story condo because the stairs do split up a lot of your space. Now, when we look at the statistics here, you can see 5 transactions. We already know the average home was selling for 98% of asking price, so slightly lower than what the ask was. So your average list, $891. Your average sale was $869, so $870. So we got about a $20,000 buffer to give us that 2%. 2-story townhouses, there was 4, 1 3-story townhouse on the docket there. Now, when we're talking Georgetown, because the size is not large, we don't want to bog you down with so much information and slide after slide. So we have condo townhouses and condos in one stat bubble here. There's only 1 condo in Georgetown that sold last month. There's generally not a lot of condos in Georgetown. So that's something to keep in mind. If you want a condo, Georgetown's probably not the place for you. And that's just the way it's been designed. So we have 8 transactions, all of which were either condo townhouse or condo apartment, only for 1. You could have got into the market here at $540,000 on the lowest. that would have been a condo townhouse. These are considered a stacked townhome. So a 2-bedroom, you could have gotten to the market here, and I'll give you a little bit of a preview of it. So finished off, nothing to, jaw drop at, but definitely a great little space to get into the market for this type of price point. And at the top end, you were going to spend about $725,000 last month for a condo townhouse. So these are going to have a fee associated with it as well. But once you're spending $700 to $800 on a condo townhouse, you're going to notice it's got nicer finishes. It's going to be a little bit more impressive than that top entry level 400 and change, give or take. But you're going to have a monthly fee of about $380,000. These maintenance fees do move, so don't expect them to ever go down. But as the condo corporations need more money to do repairs, they will increase these fees slightly over time. So let's pull up the statistics here and see where we're at. So last month, they were also selling on the small sample size here, 98% of asking price, giving us a $608,000 average sale price and a average list price of about $620,000. And we've got just this small section here to show us here. There was 2 stories, some 3 stories, 1 condo apartment, and 3 stacked townhouses. You can really compare stacked townhouses more to condos, but they're still a different category. Now that we've gone through all of those, I want to know where you're at in terms of the real estate market. Do you think that the Georgetown market is doing very well compared to other areas, or do you think that it's kind of struggling? Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. And if you enjoyed this type of content, subscribe to the channel. You'll get more of this every single month. But if you want a specific video for your property, I'd be happy to make one for you and kind of give you a breakdown on what your property might be worth in this current market, because there is a huge variance between types of housing and finishes and location within Georgetown. This market update is just designed to show you how things are moving and what is actually moving the most frequently. We've seen detached properties in Georgetown are definitely the predominant seller. You had 36 detached transactions, and they were all selling in that asking price range. So if you're looking to sell your detached home right now, it's probably a really good time to start considering it, knowing that the sellers are prepared to pay close to asking, if not more than asking price. And if you're looking to buy a home right now, you also, on the flip side, need to understand you might be competing and you might have to prepare to pay close to that asking price, if not a little bit more in this market. If you want my help guiding you through that buy and sell, or just the buy or just the sell, let me know in the comment section down below, or book an appointment with me in the first comment in the description below. You can click my Calendly link and book a 30-minute consultation. I'd be happy to come out to your home and give you a free home evaluation for you to let you know what I think your home is exactly worth listing at in today's market. Thank you so much for watching this YouTube video, and I'll see you in the next market update video. To all you Georgetown residents, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.